Hello everyone. Today's video I'm going to show you how to push a HTML file in Docker Hub. So let's get started. First of all, I have to create a HTML file. For that reason, I create a HTML Docker folder. So this is my Docker file, and in app directory this is my in app folder this is my HTML files. So I have opened my Docker desktop software. So in my software I have to go to my directory which is situated my Docker desktop folder. That is my directory. So I have to build my Docker HTML file. So Docker build -t my Docker desktop Docker Hub username. This is my HTML Docker, which is the main folder, and I have created a version which is 1.0. So here you can see the Docker is built. After that I have to run docker run -d -p 8080 8080 name, which the name I am going to create. Before that, 8080 is the port. I name this is HTML Docker. Again my hub ID name HTML Docker 1.0. So if I put docker ps, I can see my Docker. In my Docker, the Docker container is created. So if I push my Docker container in Docker Hub, so I have to put again a command docker push my username slash oh. So this is already is pushing in my Docker Hub. As you can see, it is pushing. So it will take a time. It will depend for a computer and it will vary. So my is already pushed, as you can see. So if I go to my Docker, so after pushing we can open my Docker Hub account. As previously I have completed calculator app in Docker. So this is my new Docker HTML Docker. So in this Docker desktop, the container is already running. For that, so after push, as you can see, there is a Docker uh, container and imports. This is the HTML file which I have created. Thank you. Previously, I already showed you how to push an image into my Docker Hub, but in that video there are something are missing like Docker volume and Docker networking. And also I will be in with today's video I'm going to discuss about the Docker file in details. So in my Docker file from Python, this line is for use is this tells Docker to build image using official Python 3.10 slash slim image. Slim means the container is light, and work dir slash app is called as it is work as a directory inside the container. That means working directory. Copy app slash app slash in here this copies everything inside my local app slash folder into the container slash app slash directory, and expose 8080 tells Docker that container listen on port 8080. My Python HTTP server runs on port 8080, so Docker declares it. And in cmd python -m http dot server 8080 means this command runs when containers start. It says Python to start the built-in HTTP server module. Server serves all files from the call all the files from the current working directory. It listens port 8080. Now it's time to go for Docker volume. For that we have to go to my Docker HTML Docker directory. For that we have to go cd d cd b cd document cd node cd html docker. So when I go to my HTML Docker folder, now it's time to write. Uh, so the command will be docker run minus d detach minus p for port 8080 colon 8080 minus v, because this is a command shell. We have to do this pwd slash app colon hash app minus minus name is web server minus minus volume my hub name slash html docker, which is my image, and my tag is 1.0. So this is the docker volume command which I'm going to create. Before that there is no 0, so web server volume is created. If I click on this, I can see that my first page HTML page, and this is my second HTML page. So this is Docker volume. So after running my Docker volume, now it's time for Docker network. For that, Docker network create, suppose webnet. So this create private network called webnet. So multiple containers can communicate. Now running my web server inside the network. For that, Docker run minus detach minus minus network. The network is webnet, then minus b, my port 8080 colon 8080 minus minus name. The name get is web server net. So web server net, my hub account slash my image which I have created and the tag. So I can see server net it's on. After that we have to test, then run a test container in the same network. For that, Docker run for that Docker run minus it minus minus network web net minus minus name tester alpine sh. So that you can see the tester is pulling the alpine. If so, localhost 8080 is the TTP. If I can show you my local host for the image which I have created, for that we have to ping the Alpine server. So ping web server. So that request my the create I have is not the web server net. So something has happened. So for troubleshooting this, have to remove web server net. So it is deleted. Again Docker run minus d detach minus minus network webnet minus b 8080 colon 8080 minus minus name web server net my account name slash the HTML image folder colon 1.0. So previously there are something that I have faced, that my port 8080 is already booked for some of the containers. That is why I cannot access another 8080 port, so I have to build another port which is 8081 8080, which is connected to 8080 the same web server slash web server hyphen net and web server hyphen net 2. So previous containers I have deleted. As you can see, I have the stop the previous, then remove that. After that I am facing some of the problem. So the other web server net I have removed. When I removed, I created a, a web net. First I name it web server net, and secondly I name web server net 2. So when this is created, as you can see, the first 8080 port and the other 8080 port, so it is interconnected with each other. So docker ps, this is the list of my containers. Thank you. So this is the output when I type the command docker network inspect.